Full HD TVs from LG. Advanced technology, beautifully hidden.
In this day and age, it's rare that a video game offers us an experience that feels completely fresh. And highly anticipated Mirror's Edge certainly delivers on that front, with its clean and bright aesthetic and fluid free-running gameplay. But is that enough to make it an excellent game? Let's take a look at the 360 version and see how the package measures up as a whole. First, let's talk about the free running, as that makes up the bulk of the game. It works off of very successfully implemented contextual controls, predominantly relying on just the left bumper for upwards movement, jumping, climbing, vaulting, and the left trigger for downward movement, slides and rolls, and a 180 turn on the right bumper for a few trickier combos. This is a beautifully simple system which, after maybe the first half hour where you'll frequently find yourself falling to your death or mashing your face into walls like a drunk in a kiddie's play area, will become incredibly intuitive and fluid. Unlike a lot of platformers, this isn't about tricky combos, it's about rhythm, and once you start getting the timing right, movement takes on an incredibly lyrical quality, which is a true joy to experience. Mirror's Edge has frequently been compared to Assassin's Creed, but I don't think this really stands up. The experience is much more like a good racing game, being all about purity of line, something that really comes clear when you repeatedly die and have to work a particular section over and over. The first-person perspective and lack of HUD works really well to enhance this feeling of momentum and flow, with the occasional glimpses of your hands and feet and the grunts of effort your character makes helping to make this immersive and exhilarating, and the runner vision, which highlights pathways in red, working well to guide you without pulling you out of the game. Part of me wishes I could have seen Faith performing her graceful manoeuvres in third person, and maybe there should be a video and playback feature to allow you to do this, but it certainly didn't detract from the first person experience. Also, before playing this, I was very scared of getting motion sickness, as I'm quite sensitive to that in a lot of games. But strangely, I didn't get any of that at all, and I'm now thinking of making myself a little hat to suspend a little blue dot in front of my face for all those moments where real life becomes a bit of a struggle not to throw up. Sadly, there are downsides to Mirror's Edge too. Combat does not feel very nice at all. I like the fact that the game encourages you to run away from enemies rather than engaging, and the timing-reliant disarming technique, which you can combine with a bullet time feature, is neat if tricky, and has a similar sense of flow to the rest of the game when you pull it off. But the melee and shooting is difficult to get the hang of and feels quite clunky. The idea of existing on that mirror's edge between the gloss and reality of the game's world is great, but the plot and narrative itself, while okay, aren't what they had the potential to be, and while the stark, unpopulated world makes for a stunning aesthetic, the whole thing feels quite dehumanized, which can make it difficult to empathize with the characters involved. It's very artistic though, and the cutscenes are really cool and unusual, rendered in a very hip, cartoony style, and I adore Faith's understated, soft yet beautiful voice.
Kate, where are you?
Hey.
Merc.
You off?
Just get on comms and track me.
The game is also very short, with the campaign taking around 7 to 8 hours to complete, and not much in the way of extras to speak of beyond a time trials mode. Even a free mode would have been nice, or some sort of multiplayer beyond being able to download other people's ghosts to race. And while the free running is excellent, it does become quite samey after a while. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's boring, but it's certainly not a varied game. In conclusion, there is a lot to commend here, but there are still features wanting to make this an excellent overall game. Definitely worth checking out though, and I'd say this comes in at the top end of 4 stars.